Okay, so we'll move on to the important parts of the crankcase. As I've explained, this is where your chain, your sprocket comes through here, and this is where your gearbox connects onto this. So these two halves go together like that. That bit goes on there, basically. So it sits like that. Your cam followers, sorry, your cams fit in here, and you need to make sure that they're in good order. Easy way to check if your bushes are in good order is to put your cams in like this, and you shouldn't get much movement. See, I'm getting about, I don't know, 1/64 of an inch movement on the end, on both sides. That's about right. That's acceptable. And do both halves. And again, you do your little test. And if you've only got about 1/64 of an inch wriggle, they're fine. You should have some movement. It's normal. Otherwise, they're a bush, a solid bush, and they get oil in between them. If you get them too tight, they'll burn out. So they're made with a bit of movement in them. So don't worry about having that there. Replacing these is a bigger job than what you'd think. Reason being is that you have to align this side with this side, and really that can only be done in a machine, so that both halves are held while these are aligned up, and then you put a reamer through both halves at the same time to make sure they're exactly in alignment. If you just knock these out and bang in some new ones, good luck to you. It don't really work too good. I very rarely change these, but if I do change them, I have them done in a machine shop where I can hold both halves and they're locked up and they're lined up exactly right. Expensive process. The bushes are cheap as chips, but the alignment process is very expensive. So as I say, if you got a bit of movement in them, they're good. That's fine. Don't worry about them. These bushes are normally good for probably 50,000-60,000 miles. Even more. I did hear somebody doing about 100,000 on them, but you know, that's just sheer guesswork, and it depends on the types of oil that you use. Okay, next bit you need to look at is cleaning them out. There's no other way to do this, is elbow grease. If you've got a washing pit, it's really good to do. If you do use one of those, you need to take your gearbox apart. I just do it manually with a bit of cloth, and I use a flat scraper which I made out of an old piece of tool steel. It's a spring steel, and ground a flat edge along the front, and when you use it, keep it flat on here, don't dig it in. These edges on here, around here, are a sealing face. There is no gasket. So if you've got a gap between here and here, you will get an oil leak. So what causes gaps? Mainly lumps. So if you've got a dink in here, like a bit stuck up somewhere, you will cause those two halves to not close fully. If they don't close fully, you'll get an oil leak. We don't like oil leaks, so do it properly. Make sure they're absolutely flat all the way around the jointing face, and you do that simply with this piece of tool, well, spring steel if you like, and push it around. If there's any dinks or anything sticking up, it will pick them up, and you'll go dink, 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 I've got a lump. So then what you do is you get a smooth file, nothing more than a smooth file, and you just dress that very gently to take that little tiny ding out. What I call a ding. It's a bit stuck up basically. And then do the same thing again. Go run around. Do it a few times, because what happens, joints tend to, when you put a bolt through, it can pull the material. That's good. Now, I have done this before, so that's why mine's in pretty good condition. When I did the last rebuild, this was all redone. So I wouldn't imagine there's going to be much. Now there's a little bit of a pull there, look, that's through a bolt hole. Lay it flat with your thumb. This is a type of draw filing, really. You could call it draw filing, when you go sideways with a file. And you just want that flat, that little dink out. That's gone. And the same across there. That's very important as well. Sometimes you get a little bump on there. So you keep it flat on this half with your thumb and just push it across. And if there's a dink there, it will stick. Now the same goes for all the way around this edge. This is the ceiling edge. That needs to be absolutely spotlessly clean all the way around. And you do the same again all the way around. And if you've got a dink, it will show up. And I know that there is a dink in this because I've done it before. And I just wanted to show you. So push it round. And there is a little dink. So to get that one, you need a smooth triangular file. So get that in there so that your edge is up against the ceiling face, and just gently, very, very gently press that bit off. Doesn't take much. Remember, these are smooth files, so they don't take much off at the best. They don't take a lot of material off. And that's important. If you use a really coarse file, you will take an awful lot of material off much too quickly, and you don't want that. Now again, to check if this is flat, you want a nice full length file, smooth file again, and just gently circle. And if you've got any dinks, anything sticking up, it will show up as a shiny bit. See, that's a little bit of, that's got a dink there, look, still, but that's on the top now, not on the side, so that's been hit. Probably one that cam follower broke. So gently again, just putting pressure on where the dink is. Take that off. You don't want it off here, you want it off there. Okay. So you know that's flat now. Put your steel on it. Try it around. Yes. Beautiful. So I know that halves now good. Very important to make sure that that groove, sorry, the edge of the seal is clean. It's perfectly clean all the way around. Cleanliness is next to godliness when you're doing this job. There's no other way around it. You've got to be meticulous. If you don't, you'll get an oil leak, and that's all there is to it. The oil leak's because you've done it wrong. It's not because of the bike, it's because you've done it wrong. There's no other... There's nobody else to blame, it's you. When these were made, I think some of the people that used to work for Meriden were not very meticulous and didn't assemble the engine properly. But you've got the choice, because these are all handmade, of doing it properly. So that's what you need to do. Do it properly. And you won't have a leaky bike. Now this rim here fits into the other half when you put them together, and it goes into this groove, which is the precision cut into here, and the same applies to that. So you run, see this has got a sharp edge on all three sides, so you put that in, make sure it's clean, just run it around carefully. If there's any dinks in there, it will stick. Okay, the only form of sealant I use on here, do not use a silicone sealant because it will keep the two halves apart. I use this stuff, which is Permatex Aviation Former Gasket Liquid Sealant. This is really good stuff for this type of job. It's nice and thin, and it always sets tacky, and it never really ever sets. So when you push the two halves, when you bolt the two halves together, it just squeezes out. Don't put too much on, because you'll end up with loads of it inside your crankcase, and you don't really want that. So when you put the sealant on, you put it on to this face here, which has got the lip on it, which stops any, or it should stop any getting into the crankcase. You don't want sealant inside there. Now this stuff, you put it on and you leave it about half an hour for it to dry off. I shall put some on now. You only put a thin layer. You don't want any thick lumps, so you just put it on thin and then wipe it around with your finger. Cool cookies, mister. So we only put it on one half. Let that go tacky. I'll take a picture of it too. Always take lots of pictures when you're taking a bike apart and putting it back together again. It's really useful for helping you put it back together. Use it as a reference. I've always done it. Only one it never really worked on was an Enfield. Was an aerial square 4 I did. My God, that was a that was a job and a bit. That I didn't take enough photos. I should have taken 10 times more than what I took. That was quite funny. So there you go. Now then, this is your last chance to be able to make sure everything is clear and your oilways are all clear, because after this there's no going back. Well, there is going back, but it's you don't really want to be doing that. So Next job is to install the crankshaft.